What is up? My name is Warren E. Freeman Jr. This is Warren's Vlog, episode 79. Well, slap me in the face and call me Sally. My predictions were all wrong for this Wrestlemania. I got both world title matches wrong. A fucking kid won the tag titles, and Undertaker squashed John Cena in 3 minutes. Wow. Okay. Yeah, so let me just get this over with. I have it on in the background. Actually, it's right in front of me. So if I glance up every once in a while, I'm just, whatever. Alright, this is episode 79, my review on WrestleMania 34. Very underwhelming, by the way. I'm going to do the matches in the order that I wrote them down, not in the order that they happened. So, fight me. Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. I was wrong about this. I predicted Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn to win, and they lost with Daniel Bryan tapping out Sami Zayn. Everything that Daniel Bryan did in this match was fine. Now, here's the thing. I'm a Shane McMahon mark, okay? Everyone that knows me knows that I am a huge mark for Shane McMahon. But when Daniel Bryan got taken out with that apron powerbomb, and then they had Shane take on Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, Shane McMahon was whooping ass for like a good 3 minutes before they cut him off, and then they started to heat on Shane. And that initial run where Shane was just beating up Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn was too unrealistic even for me. Okay, I was watching it like, damn, okay, now Shane is not a worker. Okay, he's an incredible athlete for his age. He can still do the coast to coast, which he hit it on Sami Zayn when he was upside down in the tree of woe. That was impressive. But just seeing the amount of offense that Shane McMahon was getting in on Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn by himself was a little unbelievable. And like I said, even for me, being a Shane McMahon mark, I thought that was a little bit too much. But anyway, it was fine, I guess. Shane did the coast to coast. That was cool. And yeah, it was a fine little match. Daniel Bryan got all this shit in, his yes kicks, the drop kick to the corner, the Hideo Itami knee, and then the bell lock or the yes lock, and Sami Zayn tapped out. But like I said in my predictions video, win or lose, I did say this, and I'm like 98% sure I'm right on this. Win or lose, Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens are just going to end up on Raw. Because Shane McMahon kept expressing on SmackDown that this is going to be your last night on SmackDown Live. So expect Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn to show up tomorrow night on Raw. Expect it. Okay, then we go to Kurt Angle and Ronda Rousey versus Triple H and Stephanie McMahon. Oh, the other tag match, the D-Bry and Shane versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, I gave that a 3.3. I gave Kurt Angle and Ronda Rousey versus Triple H and Stephanie McMahon a 3. This lowered my rating for the same reason that I had with the Shane McMahon match. Like, Stephanie McMahon got in way too much offense for it to be believable. Like, Ronda Rousey is supposed to be this badass bitch, which she is, and they displayed that in this tag match, but I just think that Stephanie McMahon got in way too much offense. And then it looked even more ridiculous when Ronda Rousey was beating up Triple H. That was just... No, I mean, again, you don't want to overdo it. I know we're portraying her as a badass bitch, but little ass Ronda Rousey is going to square up with Triple H and, like, get the better of Triple H. Like, that's almost as ludicrous as the offense that Stephanie McMahon got in on Ronda Rousey that she shouldn't have got in, and almost as ridiculous as the amount of offense that Shane McMahon got in on Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. I mean, it's not full-on nepotism, because if it was full-on nepotism, Stephanie McMahon and Triple H would have won. Of course, Shane McMahon did win, but it was Daniel Bryan getting the final decision. But it's still a slight bit of nepotism. You have Stephanie McMahon, an executive, and that is Triple H's words, an executive, getting that much offense in on Ronda Rousey. And then to have Rousey get a ludicrous amount of offense in on Triple H, almost tapping Triple H. That was just too much. So I gave that a 3. Then we go to the Usos versus the Bludgeon Brothers versus the New Day. I gave that a 2.7 only because I kind of felt like it was rushed a little bit. I mean, to be fair, we had 10 matches on the card. So, and if it felt like it was more matches, it was only because it was so many people booked in all these matches. A lot of multi-person matches on this card. So that's probably why it felt like more than what it really was. The Bludgeon Brothers won in dominating fashion. I mean, everyone got their shit in, but the Bludgeon Brothers ended up winning. So I gave that a 2.7. Cesaro and Sheamus versus Strowman and Mystery Partner. Before I give my rating for it, let me just show you how the match went down. So Cesaro and Sheamus come out to this Mardi Gras entrance, which does not fit their persona at all. Like they have this little Mardi Gras float with the mannequins or whatever they are, and it just, to me personally, it just does not fit their character at all for them to come out with that Mardi Gras. The music is, if like you know how New Orleans music sounds. It's a big band, and the Saints go marching, and it's very upbeat, and it just doesn't match their character. So then the lights go out, and then you get the bar entrance with the regular music, and yeah, so that threw me off. Then Braun Strowman comes out and says, "You want to know who my tag team partner is?" And then he says it's not going to be somebody in the back. And I'm thinking, oh, okay, maybe it's going to be like Rey Mysterio or The Big Show, who I predicted. Taz talked about it was going to be Hogan. But then he says it's going to be somebody from the crowd. And I'm like, oh, all right, well, maybe it's going to be like an indie worker from the crowd, or maybe like a plant in the crowd, like an NXT plant, or some local indie guy, preferably an NXT plant. I think we all saw No Way Jose in the crowd. Maybe it was going to be him. No, Braun Strowman finds a 10-year-old kid, picks him up out of the crowd, and then walks him to the ring, and he says, "This is my tag team partner. What is your name?" It doesn't. No, he didn't do that, but that would have been funny. Anyway, so Strowman says, "What's your name?" "Nicholas." "Nicholas, do you want to see the bar and get these hands?" And so Strowman plows through them. Well, I don't want to say Strowman plows through them, but Sheamus and Cesaro get their shit in. Honestly, every match tonight felt like an indie match to me. And what I mean by that is like everybody gets their shit in. I got to get my shit in, bro. I just got that vibe. So if you see me repeating that phrase, I'm sorry. That's just what it was to me. So Cesaro and Sheamus got their shit in. And then the kid tagged in. Tell me why this was the loudest pop of the night. This little ass kid out-popped Daniel Bryan, out-popped The Undertaker, out-popped pretty much everything. This little ass unknown kid got the pop of the night when he made the tag. When he saw Cesaro, he got scared and tagged back out. Cesaro went for the springboard uppercut. Strowman grabbed him, hit the power slam, and then we got new tag champions, and Braun Strowman and this little kid Nicholas are the tag team champions. Now, I'm watching Charlotte's entrance. It was so epic. So, okay, I'm not gonna bury the kid because you know what? Good for that little kid. Corey Graves had the line of the night. He said that Corey Graves said this 10-year-old kid gets to go to school tomorrow as one half of the tag team champions. That's the line of the night, hands down. Well, from what I could hear, because I had like 10 people in my apartment. So, from what I could hear, that was the best thing that was said tonight. Um, oh, and I did not like the 3D shit that they did tonight, like with Oscar's entrance with the mask and the lights pointing at you. I did not like that. Like they did it for the Super Bowl too this year. I don't like that shit. Partly because you don't see that shit when you're there live. I wouldn't think. So anyway, I digress. So good for the kid. I'm not gonna bury the kid, but the fact that the WWE did this to me is a slap in the face. It's a spit. It's a slap in the face for every worker that ties their boots up, puts their gear on, steps into that ring, and put their lives on the line every fucking night, day in and day out for this business. It is an insult to the workers. It is an insult to the wrestlers. It's an insult to the business to have this little unknown kid win the tag titles. And I don't care if it's a worker's kid. I don't care if it's a Make-A-Wish kid. I don't give a damn. It is an insult to the business to do that on the biggest stage of them all at WrestleMania. There's absolutely no excuse for it. And again, I want to make myself clear. I'm not burying the kid. I'm happy that kid got his moment. But I'm not happy that that kid got his moment at the expense of the wrestlers that work every fucking day to hone their craft in that ring. I That is the most upsetting part of this show to me, followed by that crap ass Brock and Roman match, which I'll get to later. But just seeing that and then seeing that Brock Roman match just left a bad taste in my mouth for this event. Um, all right. Then we go to Charlotte Flair versus Asuka, which is the match that is on right now. I don't really have anything. Oh, I gave that tag title match a 1. I gave Charlotte Flair and Asuka a 3.5. I think with this match and Shinsuke and AJ, I had higher expectations than what was shown for me. That's just me personally. That being said, both matches were not bad. I'll talk about AJ and Shinsuke in a minute. Um, Charlotte and Asuka meshed very well together. I was just so shocked to see Asuka's streak end like that. Like I just was not ready for that at all. But I think one of my friends that were here, did say, "Well, we are in New Orleans in the Superdome, where streaks end." So by that logic, I guess it kind of makes sense. And when you look at the roster of women who legitimately would make the most sense to defeat Asuka, and right now Charlotte is that person. So I was a little taken aback by it, but now that I have a chance to process it, I guess it's kind of okay. I mean, we'll just see where they go from here with it. But the match, like I said, was fine. Like I'm trying not to get too caught up in it now, watching it back. The match was awesome. I'll even go as far as to say that this match was better than Shinsuke and AJ, which is funny because I gave AJ and Shinsuke a higher rating. But I'll explain why I gave AJ and Shinsuke a higher rating when I get to it. So Alexa Bliss and Nia Jax got a 3 point. Or I'm sorry, Charlotte Flair and Asuka got a 3.5. Alexa Bliss and Nia Jax got a 3.2. This is one of the few matches I got right. I think this match and the Ronda Rousey match was like the only match that I got right tonight. And like I said, I think WWE would be sending the wrong message if they would have had Nia Jax lose, personally. So, um, Alexa took some shit in this match. Like, she took like a weird reverse Alabama slam where like Nia Jax just whipped her into the turnbuckle. Um, they, man, And then she took a regular Alabama slam, which she looked like she was dead after that. And that just goes to the selling ability of Alexa Bliss. And then, Nia Jax grabs Alexa Bliss and says, "I loved you! I loved you!" Picks her up, goes to the second rope, and delivers a sickening Samoan drop. And I think what made that move good was the way that Alexa took it because she bounced and it looked disgusting. Um, I was very impressed by Alexa tonight. Alexa really did a good job of making Nia look like a monster, better than Nia does, in my opinion. And when you have best friends like that, Nia Jax and Alexa Bliss, like Shawn Michaels and Triple H, Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins, when you have best friends like that, you're gonna get good matches. Or like Paige and Alicia Fox. Wow, I can't believe I just compared Paige and Alicia Fox to Shawn Michaels and Triple H. But their matches were good, and you typically when you have best friends like that, who you also have chemistry with on top of that, you tend to get a good match. So that was a good match. I gave that a 3.2. Randy Orton, Bobby Roode, Jinder Mahal, and Rusev, I gave it 2.92. I picked Orton to retain, but I told you Rusev. I don't know if I said this in my predictions video, but I did predict that Rusev was going to take the fall, and I knew Rusev was going to take the fall. Why? Because Vince McMahon likes to fuck with us. That's why. I can see Vince McMahon now. I mean, you want Rusev, pal? All right, we'll put Rusev in the match. I mean, make the little smarts happy over there. I mean, we'll put Rusev in the match, but he's gonna take the fall. You know, he's gonna take the fall to Jinder Mahal because I love big sweaty men. Ha 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 ha. Because I'm Vince McMahon. Damn it. And that hurt my throat. All right. um, it was a fine match. 2.9. Everybody got their shit in. I mean, Randy Orton got his RKOs in. Bobby Roode got his shit in. Rusev did his shit. Everybody got their shit in. That's really all I can say. I mean, it wasn't bad. That is what it was. Then we go to Miz versus Balor versus Seth Rollins. That was the match of the night, and they kicked it off. And hey, you know what? I'm going to go right on ahead and put this up there with one of the best opening matches of WrestleMania history. Right up there with Bret and Owen and Eddie and Rey Mysterio. It was that good. I gave it a 4.5. I talked about another opening match that I really enjoyed. Oh, AJ and Shinsuke, or AJ and Shane McMahon. I said in my WrestleMania 33 video that is also right up there with Bret and Owen and Eddie and Rey fighting. I mean, now this triple threat match was better than Shane McMahon and AJ Styles last year, but hey, you got 4 great opening matches right there. So there you go. I'd like to finish to this triple threat match though, and I'm glad it just went off because it's still fresh in my head. So Balor hits, or I'm sorry, Seth Rollins hits the. Oh, I forgot about that spot in that Charlotte Asuka match. So Charlotte goes for a moonsault, and fucking Asuka catches her in the triangle choke. That was boss. But yeah. So oh man, this is just so amazing. I may have to turn this replay off. So Seth went for the curb stomp, but what happened is he curb stomped Finn Balor's face into Miz's back. And I thought that was just perfect because it took Balor out, but it stunned Miz. So Rollins got in the corner. He, got ready for it. He hyped himself up, and then he hit the curb stomp on Miz to win the title. I thought that was a good finish. I gave that match a 4.5. It was the best match of the night. AJ and Shinsuke. I don't want to say AJ and Shinsuke under-delivered, but again, and I gave it a 4. I don't want to say they under-delivered, but it just didn't quite meet my expectations, which isn't fair to them because I had high expectations for this match. I thought it was going to be the shit. And it was a very good match. Don't get me wrong, but I think you have to blame card placement here. I would have put AJ and Shinsuke like maybe towards the middle of the show when the crowd is still hot, because at this point we're like an hour 5.5 and the fans are just tired. And then you go from AJ and Shinsuke, you go to that tag title match, and then you go to Brock and Reigns, which is what I'm going to talk about now. I gave that a 2. This match, it was brutal. I'll give it that. We saw like 6,000 F5s and like 5,000 spears and a couple Superman punches and Suplex City, bitch. But honestly, that's pretty much it. I mean, there's no substance other than excuse me. There's no substance other than that. I mean, that we literally saw 6 F5s, and the 6th one put Roman down. And I mean, we saw blood, and that was it. And then just Brock just kind of won, and it was just like, wow. And there's nothing really I can say about that match, other than what I just said. Six F5s, some German suplexes, like 5 spears, some Superman punches, Suplex City bitch, and then we got some blood. That was it. And just Brock just won. That was all. So now I got to talk about John Cena and the Undertaker. I didn't rate it because it wasn't announced as an official match, and even when I did my prediction video, I partially forgot about it, but I left Cena and Taker out of it and just did a separate video on its own. But so they showed John Cena in the crowd, and if you remember, I talked about this a few weeks ago when Cena was cutting these promos about I'm going to go to WrestleMania as a fan, and I explained to all of you why this doesn't work. It didn't work because you kept showing John Cena in between every match. That got annoying. That got really fucking annoying. And it's almost a distraction because you see all these fans and then you see John fucking Cena. And I said in my videos a few weeks ago, like, you're not going to go to a Justin Timberlake concert and then see Justin Timberlake sitting in the seat next to you. It's just not going to happen. And the whole Cena as a fan just isn't realistic. It took away from the show because you kept going back to him constantly. And then right after the Charlotte-Asuka match, it took away from Charlotte's moment because the referee came out and yelled something to Cena. And then you see Cena jump the barricade and run up the ramp and just kind of bypass Charlotte. That kind of takes the moment away from Charlotte, in my opinion. So Cena comes out later on in the show. He's in the ring awaiting the Undertaker. Another referee jumps in the ring and tells him something, probably saying that Undertaker is not there. Cena gets mad and grabs the referee and then shoves him. The lights go out. We think it's the Undertaker, but it's Elias. He does a little Elias concert. That C4 spot also was good from Charlotte and Alexa, but it looked better when Cedric and Ali Mustafa pulled it off. Anyway, also, that match loses points for repeating the spot. I knew it was a reason why that match lost points, because that was the reason why, because they repeated the spot earlier on in the show. Anyway, Cena comes out and beats up Elias. Cena walks up the ramp. Then Taker comes out, and I can only assume that Cena turned around and ran back into the ring. That's where I got from all that. Taker comes out, he does his normal 10-hour entrance, gets in the ring, and literally squashes Cena in 3 minutes. I don't understand. What does that say about John Cena? What does that do for The Undertaker? I would have much rather them just Taker come out and confront John Cena and set up a program for next year's WrestleMania. I would have much rather that than to see Undertaker come out and squash John Cena because it does nothing for nobody. It doesn't make The Undertaker look good. It well, it doesn't make him look bad, but it sure as hell doesn't make John Cena look good. And then you get Michael Cole at commentary talking about we just saw the two greatest of all time go at it like it was some sort of epic match. And Cena is arguably a contender for the GOAT. Maybe not for me personally, but he is an arguable contender for it. Undertaker is a definitely contender, is a definite contender for it. But you can't sit here and call John Cena the greatest of all time or one of the greatest of all time, and then you have him get squashed in 3 minutes by the Undertaker. That makes no fucking sense at all. And Cena's more or less part-time, so Cena's probably going to go away after this. Taker is definitely part-time, so he's going to go away after all this. So what did this match accomplish? Absolutely nothing. I'm a mark for Taker, so seeing Undertaker at WrestleMania was nice, but once you get past the theatrics and the spectacle of seeing the Undertaker, what was accomplished here? And Cena getting squashed. What was accomplished? Nothing. It did nothing for nobody. And like I said, I didn't even rate it. I know it was a match, but it wasn't officially announced. It just kind of happened. And I'm not even going to bother putting it into my ratings. I'm just going to let it go. I'll go over my ratings one more time. And it is still shocking to me to see Asuka tap out like that. Because it just happened out of nowhere. But anyway, Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. I got a 3.3. Kurt Angle and Ronda Rousey versus Triple H and Stephanie McMahon. Got a 3. Usos, Bludgeon Brothers, and The New Day got a 2.7. Cesaro and Sheamus versus Strowman and Big Show got well, that's who I picked, but it was Strowman and that Nicholas kid. That got a 1. Charlotte Flair and Asuka got a 3.5. And I'm for sure sticking with that rating. I wasn't going to change it anyway. But Alexa Bliss and Nia Jax get a 3.2. Fatal 4-Way for the U.S. title gets a 2.9. Triple Threat for the Intercontinental title, the best match of the night, gets a 4.5. AJ and Shinsuke get a 4. Brock and Reigns get a 2. And I forgot to talk about something with AJ and Shinsuke. I'm going to go over that real quick. The reason why I rated Shinsuke and AJ higher, I explained why I took away from Charlotte and Asuka because they redid a spot from earlier. Shinsuke turned heel after the match was over. Like, he got down on his knees like in Japanese custom, and he just presented the belt to AJ. AJ grabbed the title, and then wham, low blow right in the nuts. He attacked AJ, kicked him out of the ring, gave him the Kinshasa on the outside of the ring. And I am so intrigued by this Shinsuke heel turn. I cannot wait to watch SmackDown to see what happens next. Also, I want to point out that winning the Royal Rumble doesn't mean shit because both Rumble winners lost tonight. So, winning the Rumble doesn't mean shit apparently because neither Rumble winner won. Alright, my overall rating for the show is a 3.01. I'm just going to round that to a 3, which is somehow higher than WrestleMania 17. I don't know how the fuck that happened. Probably just because the in-ring content was better. Obviously, the spectacle of WrestleMania 17 will always be in my heart. It's the best WrestleMania of all time. But you can't argue with in-ring content. The in-ring content here was great. So that's my review of WrestleMania 34. I'm planning on going to WrestleMania 35 because it's going to be in New York, New Jersey area. And I live in Ohio, so 6-hour drive. I'm Warren Freeman. This has been episode 79, and I am out.